Well, hello. Hello, everybody. I'm Augusto from Windingtree. I'm one of the founders of Windingtree. What is Windingtree? Windingtree is a project that will aim to decentralize the travel industry. Yes, right now the travel industry is very outdated and has a lot of the common centralized problems that we know it. So our motto is a travel industry without intermediaries. So mainly we are going to decentralize the travel industry. But that is not what I'm going to talk about today. Today I'm going to talk about the Leaf Token Generation event. Yes, that's how we call it. It will be an ICO. For us, it's a generation event that will start once we deploy the smart contracts. Yes. So all these ideas came thanks to 2-3 weeks that we were discussing on Prague. I arrived to Prague a month ago, and I showed my teammates, and we started discussing each other what our TGE should have, and we base our ideas on that paper that is there, the great Vitalik Buterin share it on the community. So we wanted to solve the problem of, for example, every token generation event or ICO should have certainty of valuation. What is that? What is the certainty of valuation? Is that, okay, I'm sure that I'm going to send this amount of Ether, or I'm going to invest this amount of money, and I'm going to have this token at least this certain price. Yes, that is certainty of valuation. Have certainty of participation. So is that I will be able to participate in the crowd sale. I mean, if I want to invest, I want to join the crowd sale, I shouldn't have to send a ridiculous high fee to just join the crowd sale. For example, I want to invest only $100, and I have to use a fee of $10 just to my transaction be mine on one block once the ICO starts. No, I mean, that shouldn't happen. And with the more participation on the platform, the more decentralization. So the more decentralized the platform is, the more valuable it is for us, yes? Another thing, have a validation mechanism. That is something that I don't know, but we haven't seen before what ICO builds a validation mechanism where you can say, okay, these guys are doing good, and I trust in their project, I trust in their vision, I trust they are reaching these milestones that they say that they were going to reach. And if I don't trust on them, where can I get my money back? Or at least a part of the money, because we all know investing on ICOs it has a risk, right? So I can earn money, my token price can go up, or it can decrease. If it decreases, I'm going to lose money. So investing on the ICO has a risk. The higher the risk will be, the more time I'm going to be trusting on the platform. For that, we are going to have a special slide on the platform that we are going to talk about the market validation mechanism. Be as decentralized as possible, where the more participation on the token generation event, the more decentralized the token is going to be. Be as efficient as possible. So this is, if I want to invest $100, I shouldn't need to use a $10 transaction fee to invest that amount of money. So if you ensure participation and you are being decentralized, is the more efficient that your ICO is going to be, and the less money that the investor is going to need to spend to make his investment. Yeah. Leaf token generation event. It's going to start on the 1st of November, and the token distribution is pretty simple. We are going to distribute the 70%, the 75% of the tokens on public sales. The 20% of the tokens are going to be distributed to founders, advisors, future team members. All of these tokens are going to be distributed on a vesting schedule, so we are not going to receive that tokens instantly once the crowd sale ends. You can imagine if the crowd sale ends with, for example, 10 million tokens, these guys are going to receive 2 million tokens instantly. The token supply will be higher at an instant in just 1 minute. So we don't want that. We are going to have a vesting schedule for that 20% of the tokens. And as far as the 5% for the Windingtree Foundation, it is going to be able after the market validation mechanism. And it's going to have a vested schedule payment too. The crowd sale will be uncapped at a fixed price. Why? I mean, why, guys? Do you want to reach that ridiculous amount of money of $200 million and spend it right away? No. If you have an uncapped, an uncapped crowd sale, you ensure that everyone is going to be able to participate. Yes? If we are going to have an uncapped crowd sale for 2 weeks, everyone that sends Ether to our crowd sale contract is going to have tokens, and that's what we want. The more people that have Leaf tokens, the more decentralized it is, the more valuable is the platform. $5 million is the minimum cap, and we have a cap, but it's a soft cap. It's a soft cap of $10 million that once the crowd sale finish, if the crowd sale raised more than $10 million, the remaining funds are going to go to the market valuation mechanism that we are going to talk about it on the next slide, and the $10 million are going to go to the Windingtree Foundation that is going to take care of this money as long as the market validation mechanism is running. That is the minimum amount of funds that we need to ensure that the project is going to be running as long as the market validation mechanism is running too. So what is this market validation mechanism? It has some properties. For example, it's going to buy tokens back from the market. If you are an investor, you don't trust in the project anymore, you can send the tokens back to the MVM, and you're going to receive some Ether back. The higher time that you wait to send your tokens, the less money that you're going to receive. The tokens are going to burn once it's received. That is good because if the tokens are burned, it means that the total supply will be lower and the price will be higher. The price is calculated by the total supply of the tokens and the amount of Ether that the market validation mechanism has. What does it mean? For example, if we have 100 tokens and 1,000 Ethers on the market maker, the price per token is going to be 10 Ether or something like that. Yeah, it's going to be ridiculously higher. But what doesn't matter is that the Windingtree Foundation is going to be taking funds from the market value. The Windingtree Foundation will be taking funds from the market valuation mechanism every month. Yes, till it reaches the 2 or 4 years period. At that time, the market valuation mechanism will be depleted, and we are going to start the schedule of the 5% of the tokens that will go to the Windingtree Foundation. So that's how we fix all the problems that we wanted to solve on our TGE. That is participation. It's going to be decentralized as much as we can. We are going to have a validation mechanism that there is no one CEO that have ever implemented anything like this. They just take the money and you trust that they are going to use that money on how much they say on their white paper. basis on promises. I mean, blockchain is trust, but if you can avoid promises and you can program it, that is why we have these smart contracts, so we can have as less promises as possible. And this is our goal, to automate the trust as much as we can, and to provide validation for the platform for the investors. I think this was all. I have to say 3 things. One is thanks for your time, for allowing us presenting our project here. Another thing, visit our website. We have a Slack. We have a white paper open for comments. And another thing, if you are a blockchain developer, we are looking for blockchain developers to join our project. If you don't have time, at least you can meet me at the end of the talk and we can talk about our ideas.
So just stay a moment. So thank you, Augusto. So we are also looking for blockchain developers.
I say it first.
Maybe everybody can raise their hand who's looking for that.
We are actually also looking for additional other people. We have different roles.
We pay double as much as
Our tokens are bigger. So thanks for the insight into the your proposition and the design of your ICO. Just to recall, what's the concept of Windingtree?
What's the concept?
What is Windingtree?
What is Windingtree? Well, Windingtree is a decentralized platform. Windingtree is a decentralized platform for the travel ecosystem, open source, maintained by the community. So I think that's pretty much what is Windingtree.
And who may use it and how?
Who may use it and how? Our focus, we are aiming to be a B2B solution. The Leaf token is going to be able to be used as payments, and on much other things, we are designing our token to be more smart. We are going to have, for example, transfer methods that are going to allow you to transfer value and also make static calls on smart contracts. We hope that bringing this open source platform on the travel ecosystem will also start a lot of innovation of on the industry, because, for example, all the inventory that is going to be on the platform is going to be available for everyone. So if you are a travel startup right now, you have to call the big guys and ask for their permission to access their inventory, which also takes a lot of time and money. And with Windingtree, it's going to be instant and free.
Okay, thank you. And so, but it's also interesting not only for the small guys, as you said, but also for the big guys, right? I mean, you are also talking with some big ones?
Yes. Yes, we are talking with airlines, big hotel chains, big guys in the travel ecosystem. But well, one thing that we already know, that the travel industry always has some. It takes his time to move with the technology and to be up to date. In fact, this is pretty old how it is right now. It takes a lot of time to integrate with their technologies, and they just started, for example, using JSON APIs like 5 years ago. So that is I think that is an example of how the travel ecosystem is right now in the technical point of view. We are here to decentralize and disrupt it.
Okay, and it's a DAO. It's a DAO?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Will be?
But it will be, of course.
Okay.
Of course. About the DAO, yes, it's going to be a DAO. we don't have the answer to the question, how are we going to distribute the votes? Our idea is that it's going to be distributed depending on how much do you use the platform, how much do you bring to the platform, and well, that's the idea. It's going to be DO, and it's going to be maintained by DO, but the DO implementation is on the roadmap, but it's going to be later.
Cool. And so, okay, now we got it. You're interested to get some investors investing in, also blockchain developers. We too. So yeah, we need to breed them somewhere, you know. What about if I'm in the tourism business and I would be interested in somehow benefiting from it? Or I'd just be interested in Windingtree now. What could be the approach to it, or what's the next step?
The next step is to enter our website, join our Slack, contact us. We have two of the founders are taking care of talking with this with anyone who wants to join the platform. It's a very early stage. We know what we want to do, and it's difficult. So we aren't promising anything that is going to happen from one day to another. It's going to take some time, but we are on the right way. And the less, the sooner you talk to us, the better, because you are going to be sooner in the platform.
Okay, cool. So thanks a lot. Augusto, was great having you presenting. You're anyhow around. You have announced that you're basically collecting funds for developing that open source project. And so the audience who is interested may contact then afterwards Augusto or Dave. And I'd say thank you.
Any questions?
Yes, any questions? Okay, here we have some. So, yeah, just you.
Hi, yeah. So my question was, you mentioned it's a B2B business model, right? So my question is, why would a public person give you money for this model? How does the user benefit from owning your tokens? So if it's a B2B business model, then how are the users involved? Is it just a speculatory aspect to the whole investment into the coin, or what's the benefit?
That's a tricky one.
Yes, yeah, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. What is your gain on investing on Leaf token when we are proposing a solution for B2B? Well, first of all, it's not only B2B. That is what we are going to aim for. You are going to be able to book hotels and flights using your Leaf tokens. If you are tech savvy and you know pretty much about blockchain, you are going to need that to use the Leaf token at the very beginning. But then, of course, we are going to propose public web apps and places where you are going to be able to use Leaf token as an end user and contact directly hotels, airlines, anyone. But right now, the best place to start implementing all these solutions, we think that is B2B. That is where we have to remove the middleman there.
Okay. So.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, right now the travel industry is very oligopolistic. So, for example, the 90% of the data and the bookings are being processed by 3-4 companies. These companies has very high fees. For example, we can talk about 10 and 15%, and they decide how much is going to be the fee, whatever they want. And they bring no innovation at all to the travel industry. The travel industry is a very big one. It's a 7 trillion industry. And, well, I wasn't the one who came with the idea. The idea came from Maxim Ismailov, that is one of the founders of Roomstorms, that has a private startup, that he suffers all the costs of integration and time that can bring to a simple startup that want to work on the travel industry. So mostly that. We are going to decentralize a very oligopolistic industry, very much oligopolistic.
Maybe I can pick up that question. If you look at the travel industry, if you, for example, are booking a trip to Argentina through a German travel site, which is owned by an American operator, then you have multi-currencies being involved. You pay in euro, while the hotel you're staying in Argentina is receiving it in pesos. In pesos. And the payment system in the background is probably built in dollar. And if you make your travel, you're not only booking the hotel, but you're booking a plane, which is maybe from another country, also built with another currency. And you're also booking an insurance, which is again from another country. So you have multi-currency processes, which are expensive because they have to be exchanged. That's what decentralized systems are about, in saving money. And you have also multi-stakeholders. And whenever you make a change in that process, then it's in the background a hack. And these operational costs behind that multi-stake party process in the background involving multiple currencies is extremely expensive, and we are not aware of it because we have no choice. In the end, you have 3 or 4 big companies, oligopole, running the tourism, but these expenses are paid by the people either booking the trips or the hotels basically providing the services, and that's so far as I understand not the problem, but the point you want to improve basically with Windingtree. Yeah. Okay. We had a
What's your MVP going to look like? So where do you actually start? Yeah.
Good question. Well, right now we have smart contracts written for hotels and airline solutions. Our MVP will be focused on hotels only, yes. And of course, another thing that we didn't have there is that we consider that we need to have an MVP before the TGE. I think that's something very important, so the investor can see on what they are putting their money. But yes, it's going to be only for hotels. We plan to start integration with airlines that is much more complex the next year.
Okay, then I would suggest that we just move on. You can raise the question afterwards, I think, so because we have a panel, and before we have the panel, we have ETH Phoenix. So Augusto, thanks a lot for coming, and good luck for your projects. Maybe last question, but really last one. What is Windingtree about? Where does the name come from?
They already asked me this question today. The thing is that I don't know, because I didn't came with a name. It was Maxim. So maybe next time if we have Maxim there, we can ask him. Or we can answer that on Twitter, maybe. Yes. Because it's the second time that he came with that question. I don't know where that's in. I just like it. I just like the name.
Okay.